Mishki here, joining the GL world to pitch my new podcast, which now comes out twice a week, Wednesdays and Fridays. The show features an extraordinary array of exotic circus performers, forgotten Hollywood starlets, reclusive Fortune 500 CEOs, professional taxidermists. Yep, wait a minute, that's a different promo. Where's the promo for GLers? Here it is. Let's try this again. Mishki here, pitching my new podcast. We're out of time? Could I do it again?
Josh Arnold.
I wish I could do that.
Josh Arnold,
Yeah, I really wish I had
consultant,
that.
brings you Garage Logic Podcast number 1601, August 19th, 2025. Must have had a hot streak at this time in 1976. It was 97 degrees on this day in 1976 and 39 degrees on the morning of this day in 1967. Call Josh Arnold at 952-925-5608 for a free 48-minute consultation.
Hail the flashlight king.
And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Heidt in the newsroom, and of course, the rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Souchere.
I have a noted from Keith D. Olson in Terry, Montana. Hey, Reavers was correct. I also didn't know that Dayton's used all 8 floors. Boom, boom, boom. That's a noted.
There we
noted.
go.
It's a noted.
Thank you, Keith.
Wow. You've been cut a lot of slack this week, Chris.
I know. It's about time.
Thank you to Krista,
Don't get used to it.
our friend in Maryland.
East Maryland.
No, Western Maryland. She sent me 2 2026 national park calendars because she heard me expressing my fondness for the scenery in Yosemite.
Why do you need 2 of them?
She got to them. She said, I couldn't stand the thought of discarding them and figured that you may be the kind of mayor that still has calendars hanging around the house and office. While they are not specific to Yosemite, there are some breathtaking photos included. Thank you, Krista. I will use those calendars. I like a good calendar.
Yeah. Doesn't everybody have calendars?
I'm a calendar guy. It's like stamps.
Why do you need those calendars?
Well, she didn't want to throw two. She didn't know what to do with them. So she sent them to me.
She want to throw them?
She wanted to throw them away? She wasn't going to throw them away.
I want to see it.
Because on account of, you want to know why?
Let me see this
We
thing.
needed them.
I think the only calendar I have currently is the one sent to me by Mary Edel, the realtor, with the Viking schedule. She sent it via
Mary has
snail
been
mail.
a loyal attender of fair shows over the
Fully
years.
expect to see her there on Friday.
Yeah.
Kenny, look it. Grand Teton is January.
Okay, can I have the calendar back?
Oh, hell no.
No,
Rob.
we're not going to
I have
start
a-
going through the
I have a
calendar,
calendar
Chris.
Right here's my calendar.
What are you doing February 11th?
On account, you want to know why?
North American Wildlife.
Is it just me? Is it just me?
Probably.
Here's a headline on the front page of the Star Tribune today. Drive, bike, or ride to the fair like a pro. I didn't read it. I suppose it's how to get there or whatever. And then the local television stations are promoting the fair, as is their wont, nightly. They have little fair items. Are you sensing any fair vibe?
No, not really.
Are you?
No.
Oh, well, let me change that. I am sensing some fair stress based upon the staff's reaction.
That's
to
just
certain
personal.
things.
That's intramural.
Right.
That's our show stress.
But no, I'm not.
I have deep service road of life fears about what might be happening.
Oh, no.
I don't really want to talk about it because I don't want it to happen.
Well, we're getting the press releases. They're not without the publicity because something comes out at once a month.
Thank you. I haven't gotten any.
They've done the food.
They do that every year.
Right,
Yeah.
but I mean, what else have they?
The grandstand announcements.
So there's been. I just don't feel the. You know what I haven't
In
seen?
the past years, I have felt inundated with state fair news releases.
Is there somebody new running the press office?
I don't know.
no,
There's
but
somebody
if-
new running the fair.
Think about this on your television. Have you seen? This is the buildup. I haven't seen all the TV state fair ads you normally see. Hey, if you want that pronto pupper, they got people on rides.
Well, here's my deep thought, and then we'll move on because I don't want it to happen. Yes, you in the back.
Well, I was going to say I have seen a number of them.
Okay.
In fact, one of the things I plan on doing is Fox 9 has the claw machine where you can win.
Oh, yeah.
I'm 100% going to run over there and do that.
You're going to throw your quarter. Yeah. Is it a quarter now?
Hey, Matheson, get me in that claw machine.
Let's go. The claw will choose.
Is that where you pick out a present?
Yeah.
Well, those have been around for 100 years.
A present, a lighter. There's a lighter in there. There's probably some rolling papers. It's not really something you give to a 2-year-old.
Here's my deep, dark thought. The fair, over the years, people have tried to analyze the success of the fair and really haven't. I finally have. I have.
Yeah, you've embraced the fair.
Me, the mayor. I have. It's the last gathering of masses where everybody gets along. Once you go through the gate, there is no Trump, there is no Harris, there is no Biden, there's nothing, there is no inflation, there is no immigration problems. It's once you go through the fence, you are in a world where everybody gets along, and I have this fear that and that's what's kept the fair alive. And I have this fear that is that waning? I don't know.
You're saying
I don't want it to be.
When we walk through the gates, we may or may not be with our kids.
We're not
we're going
partisan.
down the slide and we want to eat.
We're
corn
not.
on the cob.
When we walk through the gates, no one is partisan.
Oh boy,
that's my deep dark belief, and that's always been pleasurable, and it's wonderful, and we look forward to it. And now I'm wondering, given the odds the country faces, are we at odds now?
It's going to be a great experiment to see when you're at the state fair this year.
That's all I have to say about it.
But that's quite an observation because you're right. There's political booths left and right,
which
up and
people
down.
generally don't pay much attention.
No, right. It's not there's not shouting matches and. Okay, we'll watch for that.
Have you been nonpartisan at the fair?
Yes,
historically,
I think so. I mean, I've had.
All are welcome.
I've had
welcome
Dayton
sign.
on. I've had Wellstone on. I've had anybody who wants to come on.
Cerisi, when he was running as a Democrat, he kicked your ass.
Cockwomble won't come on. He's
the only one.
He's turned
probably
us down.
because of the nickname, huh?
No, he turned us down years ago.
That.
I ain't changing the nickname.
So what do you? Okay, that is a deep, dark thought.
I mean, Paul Wellstone was a regular at the state fair.
Yeah, I love Wellstone. To talk to, he was all right.
Right.
So was Dayton.
Right.
But are you envisioning this as a long-term thing with the fair? Short-term thing with the fair?
Well,
what exactly are you envisioning and predicting?
If I'm correct, it's like pricking a balloon. The air is going to run out of the thing, and it's never going to be the same.
I think, and I know I've mentioned this already, and you guys are going to rip me.
Yep.
It's the cost has way more to do with it than that, than the political.
Well, what did it cost to get in last year?
They raised the ticket prices by what is it, $2?
Was it 15 last year?
I can't remember, but it's $20 to get in, right? So if you're a family of 4.
Yeah, but don't you go to Cub and get them cheaper in January or something?
$17. I bought some the other day.
17.
That's the discounted price. My point is, but in addition to that, a bucket of cheese curds that was once $8 or $10 is now $25.
You don't buy into the fact that
you shouldn't eat those anyway.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but what I'm saying is families can't afford to even go there. That's part of the problem.
You don't buy into the fact that the Wilson family stores up. They throw it in the can. They've got the jar that they cash in, so all 3 kids can go to the
swear jar.
Yeah, or whatever you call it.
No, because Rook, everything else in life now has the prices have increased with everything else in life.
I hope I'm wrong. The fair has been a respite from reality. That's what it's been.
I have my own social experiment for this year. Of the 4 majorly adult children over the age of 18 that will accompany us to the fair, you think that I am alligator arms when we go out to eat?
Why should you be paying for adult children to go to.
That's my social experiment to see who says, you know what, I got that bucket of ribs, or I got the
it's like the beer contest I had with the one kid that lasted 3 days.
So now I want to hear the opposite. Now you've given us the doom and gloom. Now tell us why the fair is going to be better than ever this year.
If it is, it will reinforce the idea that that's still, I hate to, you can foghorn me. I'm going to use a very euphorian term. If it succeeds again, and I hope to God it does, it'll be because it's a safe place.
Until it gets dark outside.
It's safe from all the BS.
No. Because they had a couple of incidents last
Despite
year.
carnies who are full of BS.
Right.
I don't, these outside dust-ups, they haven't affected the fair.
Right. And to the credit of Ramsey County and everybody else that's trying to keep the place secure, for sure.
Well, speaking of the State Fair Police and Ramsey County officials, they've now provided clarity on that confusing emergency alert that I got on Sunday in my backswing.
The one where nothing was going on?
They told me that a guy just sold a car in Virginia. That's what they might as well have done. They said everything's clear at the fairgrounds, but I never got any preceding alert to alarm me about what was happening at the fairgrounds. It was all related to a string of robberies in Roseville and Little Canada. The police had a car chase going. Eventually that turned into a foot pursuit and a search for the subjects near the fairgrounds. However, the second of two messages intended for just those near the area went countywide. And they say the second of two. Well, I got the second one. I never got a first one. In a statement on Monday, Minnesota State Fair Chief of Police Ron Nafla said his department requested a wireless emergency alert, the WEA, to be issued by Ramsey County Emergency Communications Center out of an abundance of caution. Okay.
Doesn't that get the horn?
I don't really want to continue this.
Okay.
Here you got a vendor named Dallas Simonette, the owner of Bayou Bob's Gator Shack, said he received the initial alert on his cell phone. I never got the initial. That was my only concern. If you're going to send me one, you might as well alert me to what I'm supposed to be relieved about that's no longer a problem. What?
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway, they say it's all been taken care of, and I'm sure it has been. And God love them. And here we go. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's take the GL jet out to Shasta County, California.
Shasta, we're going out west, folks.
Starting December 8th this year, Shasta County they'll be fining people who improperly sort their trash. You got to go through your food scraps, food soiled recyclables, yard waste, and separate that from regular trash and recyclables. And you got to have your gallon green organics cart. You got to put stuff in there. They're going to have a smart truck driving around the county that has cameras mounted on it to capture video of containers during the collection, and those camera images will verify correct sorting and check for overflowing bins. Waste Management assures that this initiative will help the community keep environmentally friendly. Some residents are expressing dissatisfaction.
I bet.
It's a waste of time. It's government overreach. I don't think that's a problem. I don't believe in this. They think all this is nothing. It didn't print properly. I can't read the.
I wonder how much the installation of the cameras in the chase vehicle is costing Shasta County. And I also wonder if this is a real problem, Joe, or is this a made-up problem in order to generate income?
Well, Kenny, you tell me. They're going to charge you $37.86 per incident for failure to properly sort your organic cart.
Where's that cash register soundbite, Chris?
And then they're going to charge you. They're going to charge you $8.36 for an overfilled bin, defined as lids lifted more than the printer cut off.
Six
Cha-ching.
inches. More than
6 inches.
Yep.
Okay. That'll be coming here shortly.
What part of California do you think Shasta County is in?
I don't know where Shasta County is.
I was surprised to discover it's Northern California on on Interstate 5, north of Sacramento, south of Oregon.
Way up there?
Way up there.
That's meth territory, isn't it?
That's the backcountry territory, at least.
Remind me, know that.
Is PC? Isn't that the PCH 5?
No, that would be near the ocean, Chris. Pacific Coast Highway.
Isn't it though? That's what I thought.
Doesn't it take a turn?
I thought PCH was 1, wasn't it? Highway 1.
Yes, it is.
You might be right. I'm sorry.
It is.
I'm sorry if you're offended. John, you're right. It's Highway 1.
It's just south of a city called Weed.
You got weed.
You got weed.
W-E-E-D?
Yeah, it's by Mount Shasta.
Wow, Joe.
Well, wait a minute. Mount Shasta has figured prominently into the UFO world.
Oh,
Really?
Well, they live by
seriously.
weed.
Seriously. Mount Shasta has had a number of strange experiences.
Yeah, February 2020. Why Mount Shasta is the new Roswell.
Yeah, it's really read more, John.
I got to click on it. That was just the header. Unusual UFO-shaped formations were observed in the skies over Mount Shasta. Although scientists are saying they were lenticular clouds, other people say they look like flying saucers.
Yeah. And do you know that thing that's heading towards Earth?
Yeah.
Yes. Spiraling?
It continues to head towards Earth, and it's now emitting its own light as though it has headlights on.
Mm-hmm.
The high beams are going.
Just give me a week notice.
Highway 1
week.
Highway 1 is 656 miles of coastline.
Been on it many times. It's lovely.
I'm going to do the entire thing. That'd be sweet.
Well, it's broken up frequently by
I'm taking the
towns
whole
and
thing.
stuff.
Stop and get gas and like some beef jerky.
Well, after Thursday, you'll probably have all the time you need in the world. So, probably take off on Friday morning, huh?
Send pictures, Chris.
I will. Group chat. Kenny will lead the conversation.
Well, I think I'm going to let the people in on what you're talking about. We're having a little organizational problem with our state fair shows.
Tell them how awesome it was going to be.
Well,
I even bragged to my roommate this morning, I'm not going to have to say one word.
got Jeff Dayton, and he's bringing an accompanist.
Dave, harp player. Dave, the same guy from last year.
Yeah, he's got the harp player.
Yep.
He's the guy who did the music in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. You know, the saw.
The saw.
What? No, that was the guy with Sourdough Slim.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Him too. He's going to be there.
Oh, my God.
Well, it's music like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Jeff Dayton, and then Pat Donahue, Stephen C. Anderson,
John Heidt.
John Heidt. Dylan can't make it. He was also invited, and it turns out it still might be a wonderful experience.
It's going to be.
For the people who are there. It's just that the people who listen in Tuscaloosa might not hear any of the music.
Can I say something very briefly?
Yeah.
How about we talk about this off the air?
No, I wanted to let the listeners know.
I made an inside reference that probably should have been addressed.
Sure.
That's my fault, Chris.
We'll have more clarification on tomorrow's program regarding Friday's events at the
A
Minnesota
couple of
State
us
Fair.
are lobbying for the last day of GL ever to be on Thursday. That's what my reference was.
Well, no, you know what, you moron? You're the same guy who was always worried about, don't say anything, I need the job. I'm employed. I got to stay employed.
As you know, I'm a very conflicted person.
Boy, are you ever.
And ladies and gentlemen, as we continue the State Fair tour after the Midway, you'll notice on your left the Garage Logic Very Broken Experience. Behind the curtains are several players that you will not be able to hear. You'll feel like you are at Chuck E. Cheese watching animatronics. Have a proud pup.
Okay, thank you.
What we could do is we have one mic, we just hand it to each other. Like you.
And you sing, "Oh, little town of..."
No, I think that, no, Matt, be quiet. We're doing Pronto Pups now. It's the official food on a stick once you get to the fair.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's the original food on a stick, and it's the best food value at the Minnesota State Fair, and I do believe the people venturing to the fair this year will be looking for values, and that's the Pronto Pup. It's a wiener done in a bun. Now, why they spell done, D-U-N, I have no idea.
But it rhymes.
Yeah, I guess. So does D-O-N-E.
Dune?
The Pronto Pups first made their appearance in the fair.
1949?
No, 1947. How many years is that? 48? No. 70,
Carry this
50, 78 years
70,
ago.
yeah.
78 years ago by the Carnes family, and it's still owned and operated by Greg and Wayne Carnes with 8 locations throughout the fairgrounds. Make sure you support Pronto Pups this year. It's the official food on a stick in GL.
Reavers here once again for my guy, Mr. Money Talk, Josh Arnold. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Well, sometimes the anxiety from wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? Well, Mr. Money Talk is going to be able to sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk, never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute, no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608 and set up your free 48-minute, no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice.
Chris Reavers is a paid endorser.
Here's a man who spends hours in hardware stores, sifting through the nuts and bolts of life. Joe Souchere.
Speaking of the Minnesota State Fair, Courtyard by Marriott, Minneapolis, St. Paul, right there in Roseville. That's the one I go to. Thanks to them for providing lodging once again for me during the run of the fair. Courtyard, truth be told, I'm gonna divulge it all here. Courtyard in Roseville is actually my home away from home in the Twin Cities. I'm usually there once to twice a month, so I stay there a lot. I love it. I like it because it's between both downtowns. Your favorite sports venues are nearby. There's always a soccer team or two staying there. It's right there off 35W in Roseville. You either use County C or County D. There's a top secret route if you're northbound 280. Stay in the left lane. You can sneak in the back door. It really provides easy access to the fairgrounds, the U of M, and Rosedale Center and all the shopping and eating. If the usual free high-speed internet, a bar. Yeah, you can sit at the bar, a restaurant. You can order something to eat there. You even have a Starbucks right there on site. Meeting rooms, of course, and the coolest little outdoor space you've ever seen. Just keep them in mind for your next event, the next time you're in the Twin Cities. And here's the deal. If you're a GLer, there's a special offer for you right now. Save 20% off a weekend getaway anytime through the end of March. Just mention Garage Logic, or no, don't mention Garage Logic. Go to garagelogic.com and then click on the Courtyard by Marriott link, and I thank them.
In the event any of you were unable to attend our rally last night for Omar Fateh.
I was busy.
Were you busy?
Yeah, I had things going on.
I wanted to get there. I couldn't make it. But here's what we missed.
The Omar Fateh rally.
Yeah. That's him talking.
Assalamu alaikum. Yes, Edo. Yes, Edo. Yes, Edo. Assalamu alaikum.
So,
wow.
As the caption reads, Omar Fateh rally in Minneapolis last night. 0 English, 0 American flags.
Who sent that to us?
That was from, hang on, bear with me, loyal listener, Mel.
Not one American flag?
0.
Well, flags. It's true. Now, here's the deal. Tell me Make your case that you were made off the air when we were chatting earlier. Make the case that you were talking about. And then I want to see what the answer is for everybody else.
About the third world aspect?
No, you were talking about the sports owners.
I told Joe that because I have great concern, as everyone should, about Omar Fateh getting elected here, it's going to take the Wilfs, the Polads, the A-Rods, the big hitters in town to come up and say, folks, if this happens, this city is over with.
Okay, now stop right there.
Yep.
What's wrong with that? I know my answer. Does anyone have a response to Reavers?
Traditionally, they've kowtowed to that side of the aisle and that kind of woke nonsense.
Sports owners?
Have they not? Am I wrong?
Yes,
Please tell me I am.
Kenny actually is correct.
Okay.
We had the George Floyd banner in right field at Target Field.
Right. Okay, that's not what
I want to
came
be
up.
wrong.
I think I know what you're getting at.
John, do you have a response to Chris?
I do not, no.
Rook?
I think what you're getting at is what you've said when people come over here. They're removing all of the ties to Minnesota, ties to America, and making it more of a new Somalia than they are. We are in Minneapolis. We are together. Thank God we got out of our country and we're going forward.
You're virtually there. That's.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Here's what I told Reavers. That's fine. The Wilfs want to say, look, and the Polads want to say, wait a minute, and the owners of the Timberwolves want to say, hold up a minute. Who are they going to appeal to? Who are they going to talk to?
That's the problem.
There is no structure anymore. There is no one. Do you think that Omar Fateh gives a flying finkel about the success of the Wilf brothers?
No.
No.
He does
Do you
not.
think he cares about the success of the Twins in terms of whether they can be profitable or not? He doesn't even know what baseball is.
Joe, do the voters care?
That's.
Well, then it will take an appeal to the voters. It would take, full-page newspaper ads on a daily basis.
Isn't that what Chris was insinuating?
No,
or no,
I think what Chris was intimating was, the brotherhood. There is no more brotherhood.
Well, but Kenny's right in that it's going to take them to say, to maybe even politically endorse a guy like Jacob Fry. And again, are they going to, tarnish their own product in doing so? Maybe.
I think the voters are smart enough if they see these team owners plus the governor and Amy all endorsing Fry. Aren't they smart enough to put two and two together?
Yes, they are. But the larger point was we've entered an era where the movers and shakers are really no longer movers and shakers.
That is true. Yeah, you're right. That is true.
There's nothing to move and shake.
But when you watch this video that I just played in the show, and anybody that spent 10 minutes in this city is realizing we're teetering on becoming a third world country in Minneapolis.
If Omar Fateh was elected, there's not a doubt in my mind that his driving energy would be Somalia-based. It wouldn't be
Right.
it wouldn't be Minnesota-based or American-based or convention and tradition. It would be Somalia-based.
Case in point, look
all
what Ilhan...
Somalis who make the news. Wait a minute. Not all Somalis make the news, but all Somalis who make the news are thieves.
Correct.
I don't want to call the source into question, but that clip you played seems so outrageous that the first thing I thought was fake.
No, I looked at it. It's not
Is there
fake.
any second confirmation?
Kenny, go to Omar's Twitter account.
Okay,
and
all
it'll,
right. It's there?
It'll cure your
All right.
questions.
Yeah.
It just seems so outrageous
No,
to
we
me
checked.
that...
We checked.
Okay.
Yeah. And I know I assume you're going to that next story. or
No
whatever.
English?
None.
What next story?
The 46,000.
Oh, yeah.
Because the thing is, guys, the story that I printed out for Joe, we're already in trouble in that regard. And Jacob Fry is still the mayor.
Were there any flags at all?
Yes.
I didn't see. I'm not making a big deal out of the flag deal. I just think if you're running for mayor of Minneapolis, Minnesota, you might want to speak English.
Well, Jacob Fry had a video of him in Somalia.
Well, Fry's been busy trying to pretend he can speak Somali.
Most of the signs, Kenny, are all Omar Fateh campaign signs, and they're in a light blue, almost like a royal blue color.
What is with the mayor trying to suck up to every single side there is?
Because
Boy,
he's
hard to nail down, isn't he?
Yeah.
You gave him some good advice last week. I doubt he's going to take it.
No. Every year, the U.S. Census Bureau, I don't think we're off topic here. Every year, the U.S. Census Bureau publishes the annual survey of state and local government finances. This is the country's only source of state and local spending data, allowing a detailed state-by-state comparison.
Buckle up, everybody.
The survey also divides spending data into categories, making it possible to analyze which public services states prioritize. Overall, public welfare is the largest expenditure for most states. However, the level at which states prioritize assistance programs over other public services, such as roads and police, differ. Minnesota, for instance, has a massive welfare system, dedicating a larger share of its revenue to assistance programs than most states. Additionally, Minnesota ranks among the top states for poverty-adjusted welfare spending, making it one of the most generous in the nation. In 2022, Minnesota spent approximately $42,000 per person on poverty, ranking second highest in the country. The trend continued in 2023, as newly released data from the U.S. Census Bureau reveals. In 2023, Minnesota spent nearly $46,000 on public welfare per person in poverty, ranking second highest after Massachusetts. Meanwhile, both the median state and national were 55% of Minnesota's level. Not only does welfare spending constitute the largest share of all spending, but it is also the fastest growing category of Minnesota's budget. In 2023, public welfare accounted for 31% of total direct general expenditure, followed by spending on elementary and secondary education. Nationally, public welfare accounted for a lower share, 24% of total spending, but it was still the highest among all spending categories. This is an Alpha News story. I don't think you're going to read this in the Star Tribune.
You sure aren't, Joe.
In addition, in inflation-adjusted dollars, welfare grew by 299% between 1990 and 2023.
Wow.
That's twice the growth of elementary and secondary education, the second fastest growing category. Now, I have a question. Perhaps it's naive. At $46,000, aren't you above the poverty level?
Yeah.
Well, then why is there any poverty? Given the way we're spending money, there shouldn't be any poverty in this state.
Did you see the percentage, in addition to that, of the state's actual budget?
It's not in front of me.
I know, because it was on a graphic that I couldn't print associated with that story.
Yeah.
You thought education was the biggest expenditure
It
in
turns
the
out
state's
it's
budget.
second.
It's second, Joe.
Yeah.
Because this particular program was 30.1% of the state's
What
budget.
an incentive not to work.
And the education
Really?
education spending is 20.2% of the state's budget. So 50% of the state's budget, which I believe was $26 billion that particular year, 50% goes to education and welfare.
And that
Welcome to Minnesota.
And that isn't taking into account the extraordinary fraud.
Yep.
These are legitimate payments. This isn't fraudulent.
What is their quality of life, though? These people that rely on on free money, as I like to put it. What is their quality of life like? They're not living in a nice place. They're not driving a nice car. They're eating free handout food shelf food.
Well,
right?
where do they get the 46K number then? If they're not, is that just 46,000?
What's the poverty level income in the U.S., John?
I just looked it up, and I believe it was 20-something. But let me look again because I deleted it.
But that 46 is twice the poverty level. There shouldn't be any poverty. And in terms of what kind of life they're leading, I would like to be sympathetic, but I'm not.
Well, I know a newborn mother that's a single mom that runs a tutoring business that this would be an incentive. If you're getting 46, I'm sure she would flirt with the numbers and go, why am I working so hard? As a mom, rather than just stay home and I mean, that's what the normal person may think.
46 grand isn't a lot of money, but it's a hell of a lot of money. It's a hell of a lot of money for doing nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, when you put it that way, right.
Well, and the thing is, no one, and I don't want to speak for you guys, but no one doubts that there are people that absolutely need a program like this. The problem is there are way too many people taking advantage of a program like this. That's the problem.
Thus, the extraordinary fraud,
right,
which has been overlooked by the people Walz hired.
And Kenny, you were asking the question, what kind of life are they leading? Well, in some cases, and I'm not indicting everybody, but in some cases, many people that are on this program are all living at the same residence, right?
Well, they're leading a much better life than virtually anyone who lives in, say, El Salvador.
Correct.
So you say they're pooling their money.
Exactly.
And it's coming out to be over 100.
And I only know this having someone that does billing for medical purposes saying, well, there's 20 different people associated with the same address.
The two-person household, Joe, poverty level, $20,440, and it goes up $5,380 for every person you add to that. So four-person would be $31,200.
Well, we're way ahead of that.
And keep this in mind,
you can't live at that, though. You absolutely cannot live on 20 a year.
Your concern, I think, is misplaced, Kenny.
How so?
Well, because if you take your thinking out to its logical conclusion, you would have them each paid $85,000.
I don't want them paid anything.
Well, that's what it sounds like.
My point is, I'm working my ass off to make twice that, or maybe a little more, and I'm willing to work even harder. There's no way in hell I could live on 46 a year. No way. Not with the lifestyle that I've become accustomed to. Right? I'm willing to work for my lifestyle.
The other thing to keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, is that the data that Joe just read in that story, that's from 2023. And I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the government spending in this state increased significantly.
Boy, did it. Yeah.
So let's just see what that number is a year from now for fiscal year.
I didn't mean to give the impression that I'm forgiving them more. Goodness, no.
Well, no, the path you're on is like saying, well, $20 an hour minimum wage. Geez, that should be $72 an hour. Well, no, it shouldn't.
Oh, God, no. I've never ever thought that. No. Oh, no, please don't say that.
No, this is 46 grand. Now, is that for family or per poverty? Does that mean an individual?
That was an individual case, I believe.
No, because each kid isn't getting 46 grand.
Each
the
working
state
adult.
isn't that screwed up.
Each working adult, is it not?
I don't know. I just know it's not enough for me.
But if you say,
wait. Minnesota spent $46,000 per person on poverty.
Oof.
Oh, it is per person.
But would that count the kids?
Okay. Hang on here.
There's nobody at the Department of Human Services to ask because they don't know what they're doing.
But remember, that's just not handing them 46 grand in checks. That's going to be.
But you're right though. If there's two people in the house, they're each getting that. That's incentive, like Matt said, to do nothing.
But isn't the concept of welfare only when there is one parent? Can you be on welfare and be a couple, regardless of whether?
Sure.
Okay.
I think this is the state of scams. I think this is outrageous.
All right, let's do some real math, and I know that's always dangerous on this show. All right? I've got it right in front of me here. All right? And Mike and I actually talked about this. So the public welfare in that particular story that Joe read was for fiscal year. Johnny, will you do me a favor?
Sure.
Will you look up Minnesota's state budget for fiscal year 2023? And I know it's going to give you two different numbers because it's a 2-year, obviously, cycle. Just give me the fiscal number for 2023. So it was almost 31. It's 30.9% of Minnesota's state budget was dedicated to public welfare. John, go ahead.
General fund expenditures.
I think it was like 26 million something, or 26 billion, something like that.
27.2 billion was general fund expenditures.
Joe, $27 billion for 2023 times 0.3, let's go 31%. Why not? That means $8.37 billion was paid towards welfare in just the fiscal year of 2023. You take
Where's that money coming from, Chris?
$8.37 billion divided by $46,000, and you have it's basically 175,000 people in this state that are living on government assistance.
Let me change that a little, Chris. Sorry, since you already did the math.
Go ahead.
When you add in federal transfers to the budget, it's $54.1 billion.
Jesus.
We work so others don't have to.
That's what we've become.
Wow.
That's exactly what we've become.
And you got a guy running for mayor who speaks a foreign language, and you think any of this has changed?
It's going to change for the worse if you're a working taxpayer.
And again, I'm going to say this again. That was 23. 24, obviously, it increased. God knows what it is this year.
So if you're making 80 a year now and you want to bump that salary up to 125, you're still going to be just as broke.
Yep.
And remember, in 2023, when the legislative session started, we had a $17.5 billion surplus.
Yep, that got completely blown.
Just rub that right in.
Sorry.
Worst governor in the history of the United States.
Yep.
Joe, he's fighting for us.
No, he isn't.
Find a state that's worse. Is it California?
Kenny,
Might be Massachusetts.
I was going to say the only state that exceeded spending per capita was Massachusetts.
On welfare.
On welfare. Sorry. Thank you, Joe. On welfare.
Not even California's this bad.
We got them beat.
They're making fun of us.
We're number two. We're number two.
Those rubes up in Minnesota.
But you better watch your organic cart.
Yeah.
Until I'm told otherwise, you get out to EcoFun Motorsports.
While you can.
While you still have any money. Get out to EcoFun Motorsports in Forest Lake. That's on Highway 97, immediately west of 35. And if you pick up a new Yamaha jet ski or wave runner, right now you're getting a free Triton aluminum trailer. Those are really neat trailers. They don't rust out. No extra cost, no catch, just a top-tier trailer to haul that new ride to wherever the water calls. And there's lots of time for the water to call yet before the blizzards hit. So you need some financing, flexibility. EcoFun will get you covered on that, too. Stop by and take a look, and then when you're in there, you'll be dazzled because it's the electric bike capital of the world. Great motorcycles, great scooters and youth recreational equipment and side-by-sides and 4x4s. It's just really the most fun store you'll ever enter. It's in Forest Lake / Columbus and also down in Burnsville on the Service Road of Life near County Road 42, ecofunmotorsports.com.
You cannot stop him. He'll just make a move. Joe Souchere.
I'm just going to come right out and say it. A storage container as a cabin is a good idea. I've seen it done numerous times on these off-the-grid TV shows I watch. And one guy put a sloped roof on it, dressed it up, and it turned out amazing. You can also use them as a shed, an office, or, hear me out, this might be wild, storage. With AnywayStorage.com, it is possible for storage situations like what I've always dreamt of. No mice, no critters, no dirt, no prying eyes, no weather damage. If you need secure storage, AnywayStorage.com can help with a wide variety of shipping containers that they have both for sale and for rent. It's a Minnesota-based business. They have locations around the state, Grand Rapids, Stewartville, Ellendale. They offer 10, 20, and 40-foot containers, sealed, lockable, perfect for folks that need off-site secure storage, maybe at your cabin, your hunting property, wherever. You've got to stop into one of these locations and see them before you rent or purchase it. Choose your options. And by options, I mean, they can put in roll-up doors or service doors, shelves, windows, you name it. They can do it for you.
Kenny.
And be sure to ask about the GL special when you make this deal. Check out the website, then make plans to get yours today. AnywayStorage.com.
I have to tell you, if you haven't seen it before, on Concord Avenue, there's a bar called Jersey's.
Concord
Avenue, right, not far from KOD. And they have one of those containers that they've turned into their bar on their patio. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
That's a great idea.
It is so welcoming. It's just cool. They just transformed it into a
the
bar.
only thing restricting you is your imagination.
Yes.
Is your reason for traveling by that, was it for food or was it for pleasure?
The taco bar down the street is pretty good. And it's not far from Doritos as well. So.
Taco.
Here is John Heidt in his newsroom.
Sorry, Kenny, but we have to move along now.
Sorry.
This news is brought to you by North American Banking Company. Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison says his office is filing a new lawsuit against social media company TikTok, an app he referred to as digital nicotine. The announcement this morning at a press conference comes 20 months after Ellison's office asked Minnesotans to share how social media platforms, including TikTok, are affecting children and teens, and a similar lawsuit by the AG's office against Meta. Additionally, Ellison and nearly 24 other attorneys general have been investigating and suing the platform since 2022, alleging TikTok is violating state consumer protection laws with features designed to be harmful and addictive to minors. In the latest lawsuit against the company, Ellison's office claims TikTok's app is designed to make people compulsively need to use it. The filing also alleges TikTok knowingly misrepresents its safety and fails to follow state commerce laws. The Attorney General acknowledged there are positive reasons to like TikTok, but in his words, like any powerful tool, it can be dangerous. Sean Padden, a local middle school health teacher, also spoke at this morning's press conference. He said he's seen a spike in mental health issues related to TikTok in recent years. Padden noted he's seen the effects of TikTok's harmful features in his classroom, including what he calls a decrease in student attention span, students trying dangerous and harmful challenges, sleep deprivation, anxiety, and depression. The lawsuit aims to force changes to how TikTok operates.
Not going after Facebook and Insta, though, huh? That's interesting, because Facebook Reels are just as addicting.
Yes, they are.
And have a lot of the same material.
Yep. Coast Guard says it received a request for helicopter assistance around 9 o'clock Sunday night after someone reported that hazardous conditions were preventing 4 kids from getting off a rock near the Black Beach Trailhead in Silver Bay in northern Minnesota. An MH-60 Jayhawk helicopter crew from the northern Great Lakes sector responded and safely hoisted all 4 children to safety. After they were checked out by nearby emergency personnel, the children were released to their parents. Lieutenant Patrick Grisler, an aircraft commander, said the successful rescue highlights the critical importance of interagency coordination and rapid response capabilities of the U.S. Coast Guard. We are grateful for the collaboration with Lake County and are pleased to have safely helped with these individuals.
I wonder how far out into the lake the rock was. I can't picture this. I can picture the area.
Silver Bay, I think we have a camera there. I could actually look. Give me some time. I'll get back to you.
Business news. People will soon be able to buy Fanatic sportswear, Martha Stewart cookware, and lots of other stuff along with their electronics on the Best Buy website. The Richfield-based retailer announced this morning it has re-entered the third-party marketplace business. It's a low-risk, high-reward way for Best Buy to better compete with Amazon and other online outlets, and it offers more than double the retailer's product offerings. The new marketplace also broadens the retailer's presence in categories where rivals like Micro Center excel, with a larger selection of laptops, gaming accessories, and products from brands like Razer, Microsoft, and Samsung. Best Buy had opened its website to select outside sellers from 2011 to 2016, with about 200 sellers taking part, but it ended the program amid low sales and confusion over returns. More than 1,500 sellers have now been accepted to the Best Buy marketplace in the new operation. The initial launch will include over 500 sellers.
There's, I don't have a camera there, but there's a few little islands not far offshore.
That's where the kids were.
Do we charge the parents then? Did you say it was out from the Black Beach Trailhead, John?
Yes.
It looks like you could jump it. It's so close.
Yeah.
And they had a chopper come in?
Yeah, they've saved them.
All right.
A long-awaited Shakopee Amphitheater won't host its first concert for nearly a year, but the venue now officially has a name. Mystic Lake Amphitheater will welcome thousands of fans come summer 2026, according to officials. They held a press conference this morning. The name is a partnership between the multinational entertainment company and the nearby casino and hotel owned by the Shakopee Minnewatin Sioux community. Mystic Lake Amphitheater isn't the only outdoor venue that will soon expand concert options here in the Twin Cities. You remember we talked about this. The Minneapolis City Council recently greenlit plans for an 8,000-seat amphitheater on the banks of the Mississippi on the city's north side. Officials hope that project, the Community Performing Arts Center, will host its first shows in 2027. The Shakopee Amphitheater will anchor a nearby entertainment district that could include breweries, restaurants, and hotels. The venue itself will feature permanent seats and chair-free general admission, plus concessions and paved parking lots.
Johnny, I was out at Canterbury on Sunday, and two thoughts just occurred to me as you were reading that story. Number one, with that amphitheater with shows, getting in and out of that facility, while it looks very cool, is going to be a nightmare to try to get in and out of there. Mm-hmm. And number two, with all these new venues, is this going to kill the downtown concert-going experience?
I don't think so. I think everything will work out.
There it is.
You don't know.
It's not raining in his area.
Idea.
It's not raining in his area.
No idea.
In my block. And the DNR Fish Pond.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
I just wanted to help you.
Good support.
DNR Fish Pond, located at the corner of Carnes and
Love
Nelson
the
Street.
fish pond.
It's ready, Joe. It's all set up, ready to go at the fair.
What about the camera? Let me look that up. That's the best part.
The DNR trucked in around 3 dozen species for the fair to stock the popular attraction this morning. The fish pond has become a staple, going strong for over 120 years. It began in 1905 using aquariums purchased from the 1904 World's Fair in St. Louis. The state fair, of course, begins this Thursday, runs through September.
Do they somehow keep the water fresh for those fish? I hope. That'd be a tough gig if you were a fish. You know, you're in a lake and they come to get you, and you know you got to tell your buddy Bert, I got to go to the fair. I don't like that.
Give me some cotton candy.
Yeah.
The Minnesota DNR Fish Cam is up and running.
All right.
Yeah. They don't really do much, though.
No, they just swim around, Matt. That's what they do.
Didn't you have a guest, Joe, who talked about this, I believe, from the DNR at the fair?
I think he did.
You know what? LD will join us on Friday.
All right.
You can ask
a carp
the lake
just
detective.
went by. Gross.
Come on.
Oh, good.
Get that thing out of there.
Does he know he's doing an hour, Chris? Why don't we take a break here? And,
there's no bottom there for the carp to disturb. That's all cement.
Concrete. There's
Are there weed?
What is
stuff?
that guy?
Yeah.
Jeez, a big old bass just went by.
Huh.
No, it looks like it's sandy, kind of pebbly bottom.
Pebbly.
Pebbly.
Let's take a break and hear from the mayor, Mr.
Well, I'll be glad to tell you. I'm going to tell you about Sioux Falls.
Oh, let's talk about.
I bet you will.
Well, it's important to keep it in mind, given.
Do you think they spend 31% of their state budget on welfare in Sioux Falls?
I don't think so.
Got it.
Sioux Falls, in addition to having a business-friendly tax environment with no personal or corporate state income taxes, Sioux Falls is growing. It has a large, well-educated workforce. The banks are flush with cash. You can get a loan. Cost of living is low. Central location. Developed industrial parks, which you're seeing right now on the YouTubes. And your cost of doing business is low. Contact the Sioux Falls Development Foundation. They'll connect you with the right stuff to stop searching for a perfect business site and start growing in Sioux Falls. Voted #1 best small city for business and careers by Forbes magazine. It's business friendly. They welcome entrepreneurs. It's really worth looking at. No inheritance tax, by the way, and no limits to what your business can achieve. Find out much more at SiouxFallsDevelopment.com.
The earth is not your mother. The Joe Souchere Show.
I tell you one place that doesn't need the Tea-Weeder tool from teaweedertool.com. That's the fish pond at the Minnesota DNR building at the State Fair. Not a weed in there. We've got a big final bash of the summer coming up with Labor Day for you lake owners. It's not too late to Yeah, you still have some time. Order in that T-Weeder rake from tweedertool.com. If you're going to be the guest of one of those lake owners, why don't you place an order yourself and bring it up and present it as a gift? It's an amazing tool. It's made from very sturdy aluminum. You toss it out from the shore or the dock, let her sink, and then with the attached cord, tug it in. And it pulls up all those grody lake weeds that always circle your ankle and freak you out. It's very easy, fun for the whole family. And I bet if you're smart enough, you can make a game out of it for the kids. It's made and sold by a GLer. His name is Tim. He had a little bit of a lake weed problem. He went to, well, where we always go, to the garage to figure it out. When he came out, he had this amazing tool, double row of offset teeth. Big aluminum teeth and that long handle, and that's what pulls these shallow root lake weeds up. tweedertool.com. All the materials in the T-Weeder sourced from right here in the U.S. Again, tweedertool.com.
Thank you, Kenny. I love that video, by the way. T-Weeder video.
Yeah. It's very effective.
Yes, very. In international headlines, President Trump says he began arrangements for a face-to-face meeting between Vladimir Putin and Vladimir Zelensky to discuss a pathway to end Russia's invasion of Ukraine. He made that announcement shortly after speaking by phone with Putin on Monday as he hosted Zelensky and top European leaders to talk about his push to end the war. The talks came amid a significant measure of trepidation on the continent that Trump is pressing Ukraine to make concessions that will only further embolden Putin. There was no confirmation from Russia or Putin on any meetings. Russia has seized about 20% of Ukraine since invading the country 3 years ago. European leaders started the day by pressing President Trump publicly on the need for security guarantees for Ukraine as part of any deal after Trump made a new commitment on that point. Some also said a ceasefire would be necessary before further negotiations or a trilateral meeting between Trump, Zelensky, and Putin. Meanwhile, Russia launched a wave of missile and drone attacks against Ukrainian cities hours after the meetings wrapped up. Explosions were launched in the city of Kremenchuk as Russia launched ballistic missiles hitting the country's central region. Multiple ballistic missiles, dozens of drones reportedly used in that attack. Dozens of Texas Democrats returned to Austin yesterday after a 2-week walkout to block Republican-led redistricting efforts. Their return gives the Texas House the attendance needed to vote on a congressional map designed to shift 5 districts from Democratic to Republicans ahead of the 2026 election. Governor Greg Abbott reconvened lawmakers this week with redistricting a top priority. President Trump's political team had pressured Texas lawmakers to redraw the districts this year. Redistricting normally occurs at the beginning of a decade after the census, but this mid-decade move aimed at creating more Republican districts and protecting the GOP's narrow majority in the U.S. House. Meanwhile, California Democrats are advancing a redistricting proposal intended to send 5 more California Democrats to Washington, effectively offsetting the potential gains in Texas. Union for Air Canada's 10,000 flight attendants said early today it has reached a tentative agreement to end that strike. Flight attendants had walked off the job Saturday over pay and scheduling issues. The union says it's instructing the flight attendants to, in their words, fully cooperate as the airline resumes operations.
Why would you be a flight attendant if all you're going to do is bitch about what you make? You know going in what you're going to make, and you get great benefits, chief among them, flying for free. Anywhere you want to go. They get a buddy pass, don't they? They can hop on a plane.
They do fly standby. However, the pilots are the one with a super strong union. The flight attendants are generally an afterthought because once they get on, they're on the clock. Versus,
well, but they know that. If you're going to choose flight attendant for a career, okay, have fun, but you ain't going to get rich.
Good luck to you.
All right, never mind.
So what you're saying is they should stay in the kitchen.
And cook.
Stay in the galley. Stay in the galley.
Joe, that's so harsh.
Wow.
Wow. Can't believe you would let somebody say that for you.
Get the vacuum out and shut up.
Right. Well, they're not cleaners. They're just flight attendants.
Iron my shirt.
Yeah, I dare you to say that at home.
Ooh.
Yeah. That would not make you have a good weekend.
Investigators today are trying to figure out what caused an explosion aboard a cargo ship that had a bunch of coal in it as it departed Baltimore's harbor for East Africa. Officials say no one was injured in the blast last night, which prompted a mayday call when it was reported near the site of last year's Francis Scott Key Bridge collapse. Video of the explosion showed flames shooting high into the air, followed by a large plume of dark smoke. The Port of Baltimore's main shipping channel was closed Tuesday morning. It was a 751-foot merchant vessel called the W Sapphire en route from Baltimore to East Africa, according to marine tracking websites. Nobody hurt in the explosion. For the first time in 30 years, the American Academy of Pediatrics is diverging from U.S. government vaccine recommendations. The group's new COVID-19 recommendations released this morning come amid a tumultuous year for public health as vaccine skeptics have come into power in the Trump administration and government guidance has become increasingly confusing. This isn't going to help, acknowledged Dr. James Campbell, the vice chair of the AAP Infectious Disease Committee. The AAP is strongly recommending COVID-19 shots for kids ages 6 months to 2 years. Shots also are advised for older children if parents want their kids vaccinated.
But the CDC says no, but the pediatricians are saying yes?
Correct.
I see.
New research from Canadian scientists suggests that certain foods, mostly dairy products, are associated with nightmares. Gastrointestinal distress brought on after ingesting foods like cheese right before bedtime could be causing the problem. In particular, the researchers found that people who reported they were lactose intolerant experience more disrupted sleep. When participants with such food sensitivities are unable to resist dairy, there are consequences, according to Tori Nielsen, who's the lead author of the study and director of the Montreal Sacré-Cœur Hospital's Dream and Nightmare Laboratory. His group study, published in the journal Frontiers in Psychology, examined the association between food and dreaming by surveying more than 1,000 university students. The survey asked about the frequency of participants' nightmares, food sensitivities, and symptoms, and associations they noticed between types of dreams and various foods.
I just wish for once I could have a dream that makes sense.
Nah.
Have you ever had a dream where...
And a recurring one now is my phone. I can never get my phone to dial a number.
Oh, that's real life.
You were the main star in my dream this morning.
I don't want to hear about it.
We discovered a weird little Twin Peaks-like town south of Shakopee on the river where really weird things were going on.
And I wasn't in this.
Yeah, you were.
You should see what you were wearing.
There was a radio reporter, a gal that was working down there, and I was trying to book her as a guest, and you were so busy hugging her and groping her and smelling her hair.
This was not me. You're thinking of
absolutely.
You're thinking of Biden.
He was so excited he didn't realize it was a tranny.
It was just the most. It was very unlike you.
Really?
And it was so weird.
Did you have cheese last night?
Yeah,
I had a piece of zucchini chocolate cake before bed.
What? Zucchini chocolate cake?
She puts zucchini in it.
Never
You
heard
can't
of
taste the zucchini. It's,
I would love that.
What would be the
It's like
point of
rhubarb.
it? What
if
would
you
be the
want some
point of it?
zucchinis, I'll bring them down.
That's
for you.
fine. We got
Yes,
it.
it's
You
like
can get 'em.
rhubarb bread. Yes, zucchinis, please. Yes.
All right.
Whoa. Was that part of the dream too?
Speaking of zucchinis,
Sorry.
have you guys, we were talking about this earlier and I forgot to bring this up. Have you guys seen the new Minnesota State Fair logo?
I have, and I can't believe that's real.
I
That's
can't
fake,
believe it's,
isn't it?
I hope it's not fake.
It is.
So picture the Minnesota State Fair bigger than you thought, and it's a silo and 2 hay bales at its base.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Come
Yes.
on.
I'm not buying that.
Go to the Garage Logic Twitter account and see for yourself.
Right, but it's somebody fooling around on the socials.
Is that AI?
I think we got a late State Fair T-shirt edition. Is what we
I don't
got.
want that as a T-shirt.
It sounds like something I'd design.
Terrible. John, do you have one more for us?
One more, sure. Let's talk about a woman in Kentucky accused of pouring salt in her ex's car engine and putting glitter in the air conditioning.
Yeah, bunny in a pot.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Above the crazy line, we have the danger zone.
Yep.
This is your redheads, your strippers, anyone named Tiffany. hairdressers. This is where your car gets keyed, you get a bunny in the pot, your tires get slashed, and you wind up in jail.
In a criminal complaint, the Richmond Police Department says Stephanie Carlquist totaled her ex-boyfriend's car after the couple got into an argument in July. She poured salt into the engine, glitter in the AC vent, slashed a tire, cracked the windshield, cracked the rearview mirror, and shattered the car's radio screen. Her ex-boyfriend now told police that she slashed the one tire early in July, but then did the rest of the damage after an argument July 15. After the car was damaged, a tow company took the car to a Goodyear in Richmond where the car was deemed totaled after an estimated cost of damages added up to $12,464. However, police say Carlquist told the tow truck driver about damaging the car when they arrived to take it to Goodyear. Tow truck driver then called the victim's mom to tell her about Carlquist's admission. After learning about the admission, Carlquist messaged her ex-boyfriend. She said she was stressed out because of her pregnancy and that she was very sorry about the damage she had done. Police say when they interviewed Carlquist, she had admitted to the glitter in the air vents and the damage to the windshield. She is out on $12,000 bond. She's charged with a felony criminal mischief. And if you happen to see this story online and you see her mugshot, she looks very happy and devilish that she committed a
She's not unattractive.
No, she's not unattractive.
What did the insurance company say?
They totaled it.
So they wrote him a check?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you have, a used Hyundai or something?
Well, if it was totaled at $12,400, I'm guessing.
He had a Yugo.
Well, it's better than nothing, Joe.
Yeah, $12,000 to get you a good used car.
Get you back on the road.
Yeah. Say,
how do you do it?
Real good then, thank you. No, you don't want that.
Real
no.
good.
You know what, then? Let me tell you about my friends at Hofferman Water.
That's better.
And you know what? Here's the thing.
Are you going to do it slowly?
The county fairs have wrapped up, but guess what?
What do you got?
That's not stopping Hofferman Water from being present at the Minnesota State Fair. And you know what?
Is it a free glass of water? Serious question.
You know what? I'm trying to remember because they're in the same spot. Well, you know what? They'll get you a glass of water.
They're not going to let you go thirsty.
You know what? You walk up and say, boy, I really could use something to drink.
Thirsty.
And they'll have that for you. And you know what? Come by and say hi to me as I'll be at the Hofferman booth this Friday after the Garage Logic podcast. Oh, wait, there's more. I'm just kidding. No, but I will be there. It's a cool setup.
Doing what?
Saying hi to the people.
Handing out samples.
All right. You want some water?
Yeah.
Pamphlets.
Can I get you some water, Joe? But if you're not able to make it out to the Minnesota State Fair,
able to discuss any topics on the show if you want to sit there for 45 minutes.
If you want to, give me all of your thoughts on Joe and John's thought about the president, and I'll be happy to relay those.
Go.
Anywho.
I'm rooting for the guy to bring peace.
That you can discuss with Chris at Hofferman.
612-895-2440. That is the phone number to book your appointment to have them come out for that free water analysis. Or you can also book your appointment online, which is, of course, HoffermanWater.com. Either way, just get on the schedule and have them come out for that free water analysis because right now is a great time to upgrade the quality of water inside your home. Once again, 612-895-2440 or visit HoffermanWater.com. Hofferman Water has been proudly serving the state of Minnesota for over 50 years. Do me a favor and mention that you heard about them on the Garage Logic podcast. Take it away.
The earth is not your mother. The Joe Souchere Show.
Say, our friends at the American Experiment.
Yes, sir.
They're going to be at the fair on Saturday. And it might be worth your while to stop by because they'll be talking about education and their new plan called 7K for Kids. See, they're great thinkers, and they just soon see you, the family. As long as welfare gets $46,000 a year, they figure you should get $7,000 a year, and you can use it per child for your education to choose the education you want for your kid. It can be public, private, charter, homeschool, whatever fits. And they're going to be out at the fair, and you're going to learn some unfortunate news. For the second year in a row, less than half of Minnesota students are meeting grade-level benchmarks in reading and math, and it's statewide. It's something isn't working. More money isn't working. The bureaucracy increase is not working. It's time to try something that puts families first. Go to, you can learn more at 7K for Kids. That's the numeral 7kforkids.com or americanexperiment.org. But they'll be there Saturday, the first Saturday of the Minnesota State Fair. Our friend Marion Rarick is in the news. And it's Alpha News. I guess you won't see this elsewhere, right? Is that right, Chris?
That's the only place I saw this.
Marion she's a Republican from Maple Lake. She served on the Minnesota House of Representatives Higher Education Committee for more than a decade. This spring, for the first time during all her years there, the state legislature was unable to elect new members to the Board of Regents for the U of M. As a consequence, the responsibility to fill 4 vacant seats on the Board of Regents, they oversee a $5 billion budget, that fell out of the hands of the legislature and got dumped into the lap of Governor Walz. That hasn't sat well with Rarick. She alleged that her DFL colleagues conspired to hand the regent selection process to Walz instead of working with Republicans during the legislative session. On Thursday, Last Thursday, Rarick disseminated what she described as a secret letter that her DFL counterparts, Senator Omar Fateh and Representative Dan Wogelmott, wrote to Walz, which suggested that the governor should appoint the new regents. And Marion said, "I'm deeply disappointed Democrats failed to fulfill their constitutional duty to select the regents. Not only did they neglect the responsibility they were elected to carry out, but last May 21st, 2 days after the regular session ended, but before the special session occurred, Fateh and Wogelmott sent a letter to the governor informing him of their preferred picks for regents." Well, they were the regents that donated the most money to Cockwomble. That's kind of a pay-to-play deal.
Yeah, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
So I wish Marion all the luck in the world. I don't know if she's notching any victories, but she's vigilant, and it's just one more example of the legislature failing to fulfill the duties it was elected to do.
She's pushing a rock uphill, boy. She's doing the Lord's work.
Sisyphus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stay focused,
Fateh's
Marion.
involved, huh? Fateh. I want to attend an Omar Fateh rally. Seriously.
I will find one for you.
Just to be a citizen and just say
see what all the fuss is about.
See how you doing there, Omar.
Fellow voters, we have a narc in the building. Put out the weed, cigarettes, and
not a narc.
Your cash. Put that back in your pocket. Not for sale, as far as you know.
Only because they come to us all the way from.
While he's trying to gather his thoughts, Kenny, the fish cam is mesmerizing.
Yeah.
Let me see it.
The Attorney General should definitely sue them.
Well, is the camera underwater?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh. Yeah, that would be really fun to just look at the fish above water.
It's actually a
dark
cameraman.
They sure are dark.
Yeah.
Oh, they look so lonely, though.
Oh, it's AI.
Don't they ever get sick of swimming?
No, they don't. Only because they come to us all the way from Marloth Park in Mpumalanga province, South Africa, from our friends, the Traveling Lymans. It was on this day.
Joe, today is August 19th.
Well, it was on this day in 1862. During the U.S. Dakota War of 1862, the Dakota made their first attack on New Ulm, and Governor Alexander Ramsey appointed Henry H. Sibley, because there's not a day in history of Minnesota without those two names in it, General of the Minnesota Volunteers. Although Sibley had no military experience, it's kind of the way Cockwomble appoints regents, Ramsey selected him because the settler colonists trusted him. At the same time, he had a long history with the Dakota and their leaders through his role in the fur trade.
Are you allowed to say his name?
Who?
In the state, Sibley? I thought he's been erased.
He makes this day in history virtually every other day.
Okay. We do still have a Sibley County.
Yes, we do. Scott, Sherburne, Sibley, St. Louis, Dern, Steele, Stevens, and Swift are your S counties.
Thank you.
On this day,
August 19,
1863, Count Ferdinand von Zeppelin inventor of the airships that would be used to bomb London in World War I, enjoyed a balloon ascension in St. Paul. That must have been a festive day, huh?
I bet it was. Yeah.
Summer
Hot
day.
air balloons? Or?
Yeah, summer day in 1863, and the Count was in town.
Von Zeppelin, huh?
Rocky attached balloons to a lawn chair.
Well, no,
John, that was the inspiration for the Zeppelin.
Really?
Yeah.
I do remember the Count Chocula balloon as well.
On this day,
Just going to keep playing.
August 19th.
we're going to stay with balloon news.
Let's go.
Wait, like hot air balloons?
Wait.
On this day,
What?
in 1957,
Okay, they had balloons now.
the Air Force launched the ultra-high-level balloon Man High the Second. You know where they did this from? Crosby.
Oh, that's cool.
Do you know what I'm hearing about Crosby? It's become a must-go-to funky destination with nothing but wine bars and funky boutiques. And
It's the problem. The hipsters have moved in, so all of us normals avoid it.
It's so hip that nobody goes there anymore.
Correct.
on this day,
On August 19th.
in 1957, the Air Force launched the ultra-high-level balloon Man High the Second in Crosby. Pilot David Simmons reached a record 101,516 feet.
Oh, my God.
Almost 21 miles high.
Good Lord.
What about Felix Baumgartner, the guy who went up for Red Bull?
Did we
high
just
was-
lose him, by the way?
Yeah, he died in a paragliding.
Yes, parasailing.
Paragliding
Or
or
paragliding.
on a beach in Italy. Yeah.
Dang. Crosby, home of the Scorpion snowmobile.
Oh.
There you go.
Anyway, he was 21 miles high. Then he brought her back down in Elm Lake, South Dakota. The flight took 32 hours and 10 minutes, but Simmons occupied the balloon's capsule from pre-launch to landing for 44 hours.
How did he survive?
A period longer than Charles Lindbergh's solo flight across the Atlantic.
Wowzers.
This was a big deal. Now, why it left from Crosby, I think, is steeped in mystery. I think there was
Where did he land?
I told you.
On the
ground.
Elm Lake, South Dakota.
Okay.
What are you getting at about Crosby,
I
Joe?
just think there was some, globalist activity in Crosby having to do with the mines. And
Crosby to Elm Lake is 227 miles.
Matt, or what's your name, Chris?
Yeah.
He.
Yeah, I'm just.
Well, what does that have to do
It was
with
a very
anything?
rookie-like comment.
He went. No, I was trying to add to the. Pardon me.
Matt, Chris,
Hey?
he went 21 miles high.
In the air, and he still drifted 227 miles away from his original
I
launching
think
point.
that's noteworthy, Chris.
Thank you, Kenny.
I don't care, Chris.
It's 2 days in a row now.
Once again, I'm Switzerland.
You owe me at least $100 2 days in a row.
John,
My
why
tab
did
rolling.
why did that leave from Crosby? Could you look it up quickly?
I am looking it up right now, as a matter of fact, and trying to find that, but nobody seems to indicate why.
I think it was, there was nothing else going on up there except
Are
the
you
mines.
serious, Clark?
I am.
I think you're making something
No, I'm
up
not.
here.
I
I think it was
there's-
top secret?
I think
or-
it was secret, and I think there was.
You think the Krauts were spying on Mid-America?
I think there was some military activity, a lot of UFO type stuff. Look up Man High 2.
I
Look
did.
up Man, and you come up with anything?
Steamroller?
No, there's nothing.
Yeah, that's a band, right?
Yeah, that sounds
Okay,
like
a Vegas
look up
band.
high-level balloon launch, Crosby, Minnesota.
I'm looking up Project Man High to start with.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I don't know if they called it that.
No, it was just to check out the stratosphere, the whole program.
That's
Yeah,
what they told
and
you.
Oswald was the lone shooter.
That's what they told you, John. That's what they told you.
That doesn't,
Why Crosby? Think about it.
Where is Crosby?
On the Iron Range.
It's up by Brainerd.
No, it's the
Yeah.
lowest part of the Iron
lowest
Range.
part of the southernmost part of the Iron Range.
It's north of
Southeast
St. Cloud.
Or east of Brainerd.
Home of Scott Ledoux, Crosby Ironton.
Between
released-
Brainerd and
Of which you
Aiken.
share a birthday.
Yes, we do.
Man
Right
High
on
1
210.
left. Man High 1 left from South St. Paul Airport before that.
See, that makes more
perhaps it was-
sense.
maybe it was just based here, someplace in Minnesota.
This was Man High 2.
Yeah, that was Crosby, Minnesota. Yeah. 25 experiments and observations it ran.
Mm-hmm.
This is a classic balloon.
It is.
I ran through there a couple of weeks ago. Boy, there were a lot of pretty people, beautiful people.
I think it is, in all seriousness aside, as Steve Allen used to say, I think it's a bicycle destination.
It is, because they turned those pits, those empty mine pits, into a park and bike
trails.
It used to be, we stayed up there in the Sodom and Gomorrah years, and let me tell you something. That was a party, my friend.
Do those bicyclists like to camp?
Yeah,
you know what
camping.
I mean?
There's camping there.
I got you.
Nudge, nudge.
You want to go?
Hey,
You want to go camping?
But people I know have gone to downtown Crosby, and they return saying, "Oh, it's really neat. It's fun."
Half in the bag from all the wine.
Yeah.
Maybe a few gummies.
Is your roaster, coffee roaster, in Crosby? Serious question. I thought I heard that. Was he involved in any ballooning?
Crosby?
Yeah.
Buffalo, Joe.
Oh, Buffalo.
Not far from Crosby if you go south.
No,
somewhere by St. Cloud.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that'll do it. Thank you so much.
That's fun.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, good times.
Thank you so much.
Please do us a favor, whether you're listening in Crosby, in Elmwood, Wisconsin, or whatever that place is in South Dakota.
Oh, that was, I can tell you where that was. Elm Lake, South Dakota.
You can hit subscribe on the Garage Logic YouTube channel from wherever you happen to be taking in the podcast. And on that YouTube channel, you can watch the show each and every single day. And you can also see full segments, video shorts, there's behind the scenes footage. It's all there for you. Just search Garage Logic on YouTube and search Garage Logic on all of our social media channels, which includes Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And also sign up for the Daily Logician. That's an email that comes right to your inbox each and every single day, and it includes the most recent episode of the podcast. Find out more and sign up today at garagelogic.com.
Can you feel the fair buildup?
No.
Okay.
It is time once again that we check in with our guy, Mr. Money Talk. Josh Arnold is with us once again right here in Garage Logic. And boy, oh boy, now is the time for you to do the same. So do not delay. Do exactly what I did and pick up that phone and dial 952-925-5608. That number once again is 952-925-5608. When you call that number, you're going to get Josh. And he is there for you for that free, yes, I use the word free, 48-minute financial consultation with absolutely zero obligation. And he will always give you the straight talk. He will never give you the sugar-coated advice. And he is on the line with us once again right here in Garage Logic. And boy, oh boy, Josh, you know, the Vikings are under the microscope here in the Twin Cities, and they're getting more shade thrown their way for having 2 male cheerleaders and 4 quarterbacks on their roster right now.
That's right. They're getting more, they're getting more pushback for having 2 male cheerleaders versus having 4 QBs on the roster. And I really have to chuckle on that, only because in all the years that I have lived here, I've been to 1 Vikings game in person. And quite frankly, I was more interested in figuring out the blocking schemes and why the quarterback was throwing into coverage than in looking at any of the cheerleaders or dancers. As a matter of fact, the last time I looked at any of the dancers was when my wife tried out to be a Timberwolves, we'll say cheerleader/dancer when they first came to town. She did not make it. I think it had to do with age-related more than anything else at the time. But it was very exciting to see my wife at the time try out to be a Timberwolves cheerleader. Nonetheless, today there is not a lot of cheerleading in the market. Quite the opposite. There's a lot more selling going on, particularly in the large capitalization technology companies, as fears come about ahead of the Fed's Jackson Hole confab that starts this week, and Fed Chair Jay Powell's speech on Friday that concludes the confab and could give traders some, we'll say, feeling as to the direction or next direction the Fed is going to take regarding interest rates. I've talked about the direction of interest rates and what the Fed should or shouldn't do more than I probably should, but that is part, we'll say, of a more macro view of the marketplace rather than a micro view having to do with corporate earnings. We are, given it is August, at that time of the year, we'll say traders around the globe, whether it be in Europe or elsewhere, tend to take off for their annual summer vacation. And that typically leaves the junior varsity in the leagues. And the junior varsity typically has instructions only to sell and not to buy, at least until Labor Day. Not to mention, of course, this week we're going through earnings from the major retailers. Home Depot, as an example, reported today, and they missed on the top line and the bottom line for only the first time in several years, but they did keep their guidance for the full year going forward. Home Depot stock did go up on this news, particularly in terms of the guidance, but it just adds, we'll say, another shorter-term market view as to the direction of consumers. Later this week, we'll have Target reporting and Walmart reporting and TJ Maxx also reporting. TJ Maxx has typically been very strong, particularly in this kind of economic environment. So the strength has usually been sold on the numbers, and TJ Maxx at that point typically offers investors a chance to get in on their longer-term growth. Target is already, we'll say, down in the dumps, and Walmart has been moving steadily ahead. So both of those will be closely watched. Favorite Amazon has continued to get some upgrades more on their not only retail strategy, but on their Amazon Web Services strategy, including getting a price target increase today that matches mine at $300 a share, over the next many months. But retail will be in focus, and to see how consumers are spending. Major technology companies, as I've said, have pulled back today on some profit taking, and again, fear of interest rates and a little fear, I'll say, of tariff news. So my biggest position, or my client's biggest position, Apple has moved ahead on the backs of it being one of the least expensive of the big tech companies, and also reports of increased production of phones in India. Apple still faces some tariff questions that could be resolved again in the coming weeks. But one tech stock in particular has gotten hit, which is Palantir, and that has been hit as reports come out from one short seller, Citron Research, who has taken a big short position in the stock and has put a price target at $40 a share. The short seller, Barry Leff, claims the stock and company is exceedingly overvalued. He has a price target at $40. Stock is currently at 162 after hitting a high last week at 186. The issue with Palantir, and we have discussed this before, this is one of the leading companies in artificial intelligence and utilizing artificial intelligence with its government and commercial contracts. The company has continued to beat and raise on their earnings call and on their guidance. Company is, as I have said, for well over a year, expensive on a price to earnings and price to sales basis. And the short seller cites that news and the fact that the stock is overhyped. And even at $40, he claims it be still very, very expensive. Palantir is not heavily owned by institutions, and it is heavily owned by individuals. And many of the individuals not only own the shares, but have leveraged their position on margin or the use of options or the use of 2 times daily movement ETF. And as the stock sells off, many of these people are selling their positions, and selling begets more selling, particularly in a very hot name. Palantir is not the only, we'll say, only heavily owned by individual investor name being sold off, which also includes we'll say the likes of Robinhood, Circle, Coinbase, and other companies around cryptocurrency and AI. As we've said, be careful out there at this juncture, and that's why we like to keep up to 30% in cash that can be put to work during any pullback to buy some of our favorite names.
Excellent advice, as always, Mr. Money Talk. You heard him, GLers. Now is the time for you to pick up the phone and make the call for that free 48-minute financial consultation with absolutely zero obligation. And you do that just like I did by dialing 952-925-5608, where you always get straight talk and never, ever sugar-coated advice. Josh, as always, thank you so much for the time and the chat. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Thank you.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice.
Chris Reavers is a paid endorser.
At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized, so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 350 plus programs at asuonline.asu.edu.